Thank you, Otis. Only yesterday they heard this song first time, and within minutes they learned it. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. I now request our DG Madam to give her inaugural address.
Yes, my dear friends, all the officer trainees, our councillors have been very gracious to come here today, and the family members of our officer trainees. I can see a little member there in the back. Welcome all of you to the 89th foundation course. Unfortunately, we thought the Chief Minister of Telangana would be there with us yesterday, but due to some preoccupation he was not able to make it. But definitely we will try and organize interactive session with all of you, because I think it will be very interesting at your stage to get to know a politician from close quarters. I deem it my privilege to be here with all of you before this August gathering, to be able to deliver my opening remarks. And this takes me back to exactly 34 years back, the day when I witnessed my own foundation at Mussoorie. Those days all the courses used to be held at the same podium. And let me tell you very eagerly what exactly I remember of that particular very memorable, momentous day. Shall I? I remember nothing. I remember nothing, and I don't even remember who made the opening remarks. You know, this is, even then, I still deem it my privilege that I am here before such a captive audience, because you are almost, I think, we have about 121 officer trainees. You belong to different services, We have a lot of officer trainees from income tax, from customs and central excise, from Indian Economic Service, from Indian Railways and Indian Statistical Service, and so on and so forth. What is it we are really trying to attempt to tell you or teach you? You're such a diverse group of people coming together, maybe for the first time and maybe for the last time also. And what are we really endeavoring to tell you here? Or as a captive audience, I really look at you that, what exactly do we have a foundation course for? Maybe to see that you are able to be a fine government servant, to give you that kind of legal and administrative framework that is required, to inculcate values into you, apart from being a government servant, of professionalism, of commitment, of spirit, of impartiality, which is very important, and best of all, to give you that kind of legal and administrative framework which is going to go with you for the next few decades, which will perhaps be the same foundation. Dr. Tirupataya was just telling us that you had a very interesting question to ask in the morning. Why is it called the foundation course? Let me see if I can answer your curiosity, at least by the end of a few minutes of these remarks. But this is just what a foundation course really tries to give you. But I think the kind of intangible output which you probably derive in this kind of a foundation course is much, much more important, much, much more invaluable than the tangible output which is obvious. You'll have sessions, you'll have classes from morning to evening, you will be told about what is CRPC, IPC, you will be told about what is public administration, what are the basics, what are the basic tenets and fundamentals which you have to learn. We'll have exams. Both Dr. Vijayashree and Dr. Tirupataya are not going to leave you unless you pass every exam with flying colors. But what is very important is the intangible output which you finally derive. So many of you are going to be here together. That reminds me of this German experiment. I think it's called Gedanken. I don't know if I'm right in pronouncing it, but this is called an experiment with thought. And this says that supposing, were you interested? Supposing you really get to be interested in, say, somebody is offering you a swanky BMW car, all paid, all set for you to go for a long drive, which is going to be yours forever. Or a trip to the mountains, either Alps or Kilimanjaro. It's all paid. Everything is paid. All your expenses are paid. Your accommodation, your flying expenses, your mountaineering expenses, everything is paid. What would you choose? Perhaps I would have chosen 34 years back the car, the BMW swanky car, because I would never be able to afford a car like that, and get into it and drive. But later, with hindsight, which most of you also would probably choose, but with hindsight, when you look back, you realize that what is physical, you have only managed to get a product which is physical, and the value is always depreciating. And maybe after 10 days, after a month, after a couple of months, you wouldn't even want to look at BMW anymore. But think of your lovely, wonderful experience into the mountains, and there you experience this mountainous air, and then the kind of feel, and then on top of the mountains you look down at the world. Everyone looks like little pygmies. It's a wonderful experience, exhilarating. So, and this, at various times, in service, there are times when you will be very well, there are times when you really go into a negative kind of a mood, and this is a time when you look back into your bank deposit of this lovely experience, and that value keeps appreciating. It never depreciates. And every time the thought of this mountain experience only sweetens your feelings about it, your thoughts about it, and that's why I said it's a thought experiment. So the foundation course is also exactly like that. We here, all of us, all me and my colleagues here, we will strive very hard, we will endeavor very hard to see that your schedules are followed, that all inputs what you require are all available. And this is a wonderful institute. People have told me that earlier probationers of foundation courses have really loved being here. I've been here just a couple of months back, but I'm aware that this has very good memories for a lot of people. So what you make out of a foundation course is entirely to you. Do you want to set yourself a rigid goal and just be an administrator? Or do you want to be something more flexible, more a flowering and a fruitful personality? You want to learn a new language? You ask Dr. Tirupataya to organize a tutor. You want to learn a musical instrument? We are all ready for it. You want to get into a cultural club? You want to get into a movie club? You want to write an essay? You want to have a legal seminar? You want to have an academic seminar? You name it. You just have to branch out. You want to learn a new game? We are all game for it. In fact, we are trying to do something to the badminton courts also, so that you don't feel too warm in those courts, whatever little we can do. And you want to go on a trek, you want to go on a nature trail, you want to see the whole of Hyderabad. This is a beautiful city. It's a heritage city. It's perhaps one city where you have a lot of Muslim monuments, which are very, very beautiful. At the same time, you have a lot of Hindu religion and Hindu culture living side by side. And this is perhaps one of the few cities you will really love. It's a city of almost 400 lakes. So you are free to go and paint entire Hyderabad, go on heritage walks, etc., etc., as long as you don't bunk your classes. I have absolutely no problem. You can do all this and much more. And therefore, I want your experiences to be very fluid. I want you to take the best out of it. And I think this is exactly what is the foundation course. Because I think at the end of it, I do not want you to be only a rigid government servant. I want all of you, you are here from different walks of life, different services. For the first time, all of you get to know each other, and you're going to make your relationships of a lifetime. Your bonds are going to be there permanent. And this is what is the best thing that can come out of it. Maybe 20 years later, you suddenly come across some of your batchmates somewhere in a different service, and you are free to call in whatever names you had called them here. And that's always a lovely feeling. I still get it when I see some of my batchmates. And we go into singulars and we go into whatnot, and we thoroughly enjoy ourselves on that. So if we are able to achieve this, we are able to make you a government servant, at the same time also a freedom soul, a soul which can be free, not tied down only to the rigors of administration, but can get out of it whenever you want to. I think our purpose of holding this foundation course has been really fulfilled. And I wish all of you go back 34 years. I don't want you to remember who spoke all this. I only want you to go back with experiences and remember it all your life. I wish you all the very best. And let me congratulate you that we have amidst ourselves Dr. Tirupataya, who himself was the best all-rounder of his batch. And I personally feel it's a great privilege that he is here to be your course coordinator and course director. And from the little I have known of him, I don't think his enthusiasm from the best all-rounder has come down. Perhaps his enthusiasm even far surpasses your own enthusiasm. So you are always going to be having to run to keep in pace with him, not just walk. And I'm sure that will be a wonderful exercise for the next 3 months. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I now invite our senior faculty, Srimati P. Bharati, to give vote of thanks. To introduce her, she is one of our senior faculty, and she has been here for a long time. She is economics postgraduate. She is also your controller of examinations. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. First of all, I thank Dr. K. Tirupataya, Additional Director General, and the course coordinator of the 89th Foundation course for the detailed course brief. Maybe in the morning you were given the course brief, and this also would have joined with that, and what are the little doubts that you have or clarified, I suppose. Thank you very much, sir, for a detailed course brief and clarifying all the doubts, and thank you very much, sir. And now I thank our DG Madam, Srimati Lakshmi Parthasarathi, for sparing her valuable time to inaugurate 89 foundation course. Madam, your encouraging words have motivated the OTs, and no doubt they are looking forward to have a special foundation course for them to have learning with joy and of course with experience. And thank you very much, Madam, for your kind words and your encouraging words and your motivational words, and sharing your experiences with them. Thank you very much, Madam. And I also thank Dr. Vijay Garu, who is the additional course coordinator for 89 foundation course, for her valuable ideas on 89 foundation course. And thank you very much. And I thank the counselors who have spared their valuable time and who assured to spare few more hours for your sake in mentoring you or to share all your thoughts, to pour out all your feelings. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time with us now today. And I also thank our senior colleagues as well as my colleagues and my friend OTs. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time here. And I also thank the audio people as well as the GMIT for sparing their computer and other supporting staff. Thank you very much. And the parents who are here with the OTs, thank you once again, and hope to see you in few of the occasions that we have whenever you come down here to see your children. Kindly spare your time with us also. Thank you once again. Thanks one dog. Thank you.
One of our colleagues is actually making arrangements for your trip. My colleague Joint Director General Sri Shashidhar and another faculty Anil. So they couldn't be here today, but you will come to meet them in a few days' time. Also, this time as one of the efforts has been to document the work done by this institute with regards to FC. So we have a hall on this side, which we are calling FC Hall of Fame, like you have all halls of fame. So I would request the parents and family members as well as all the OTs to visit that whenever you find time. We have put 3-4 sections in that. One section is all the medals and all the trophies that are up for grabs for you to win. And second section is the people who won those awards, medals last few years. Their photographs are there. Then we have audio visual, like the documentaries they produced and the films and the theatre work they did, all that. And fourth section we have publications which were brought out by the OTs in the earlier FCs. So we thought they will serve you as a kind of background and inspire you to emulate them and surpass them. So I request you to make a visit as and when you get time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So please do visit whenever it is convenient to FC Hall of Fame, please. Next, we'll have national anthem now. Please rise.